Hi, I'm Jude Barron, and today I'm going to be interviewing some modern-day polytheists to see, what they believe about the world.
So, what would you define yourself as? Would you just say a polytheist, a multi-god believer?
So, I'm a polytheism. It's like Christianity, how there are different denominations. There are different cultures throughout the ancient world. Greek, Egypt, Rome. They all have their different version of polytheism. So I would fall under the Greek side.
So I am a British polytheist. Our religion is based around three different things, three central things that our entire lives are devoted to. So we have football, you can't live without it. If you are one of those Americans who think that football, the one where you throw around, not even with your foot, it's with your hands, you're Nimrods, you ain't got nothing on the British footballers. The second thing we are is tea. We love our tea, we go with tea and cakes every evening. No, just sit down with the fam, drink some tea and chill and watch some Mr. Beast, morning routine. We wake up, drink some tea, watch football. We got the Arsenal fans, we've got some Chelsea fans around the Premier League all day long, every day. So my mum was born in Santa's workshop. She was one of those elves that worked building toys. That's why some people call me short. I'm not short, so if any of you Nimrods say that I am, I would punch you. My dad, he is actually God. He's 3 trillion plus something years old. I think we celebrated his. He doesn't look a day over 21 though. It's absolutely amazing. People ask him how do you stop from aging? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't seen him though in a good solid 12 years, ever since I was a wee little baby. But he's off settling a dispute between those Arsenal and Chelsea fans. They go at it every weekend on a Saturday. My dad, he's the god of tea time, so he's one of the most loved gods in the world.
Okay, so what does it mean to be a polytheist? What does that entail?
There are many gods in our religion, and that's what polytheism is. Poly means multiple. Theism, Deus, God. Our purpose in life is to do something fulfilling in the God's view.
Alright, so we exist for the same 3 reasons that our religion is based on. So first of all, we got the tea. Somebody in the freaking world has to soak up that little tea, all that tea into our tiny little bladders. If we wouldn't, all the tea, where would it be? The whales in the ocean would be soaking it up. But no, I don't think whales drink tea. The second reason, the football. You can't not watch football. Chelsea, you wouldn't have any viewers if we weren't created solely for that purpose. And the third reason is KSI. Who would drink his prime? Who would go to his concerts? Who would watch his fights? KSI would be purposely inexistent. Who would die laughing watching his reaction videos of his stupid videos on the internet? Nobody. That's why we exist.
So how would you describe these gods?
The gods are personable. They have their own personalities, and they're not perfect, but they're more powerful than us, and we worship them because they are powerful. So, no, they have their faults, but some of them are better than others. Some are really bad-tempered, and yeah, they have personalities, and they're not like the Christian God who's perfect.
So, how do they, relate to, everything around us? How do they affect it?
So, the gods and goddesses, they'll be rulers of certain things. So there's Poseidon, god of the sea, so he rules over the sea. And there are different gods under that, god of coral reefs or anything like that. But there are the main gods, and then there are lots of tiny, lots of minor gods.
So are we just did they just create a physical thing, or do we have an inner spiritual soul? if you would call it
So
that.
I wouldn't say we're purely physical. There's a spiritual world and there's an afterlife. We have souls, and our souls are a spiritual body. If you're an ultimately good person, you'll have a good life in the underworld. If you're a bad person, you'll have a bad life and you'll be damned forever.
You know, into the afterlife. There are children playing in the streets who want to be the famous footballers that they always watch on the Saturday mornings. In the afterlife, things will be perfect. Tea will always taste incredible no matter how long you leave the bags in. KSI, everyone will be able to mate him. Everyone will have an unlimited supply of prime in their freezers up in the heaven. In football, we will have Premier League games going on 24/7. It will be joyous, and our souls, which do exist, will go up into heaven and enjoy it after we perish in this mighty hellfire earth.
So how do you know that there are gods? Why did you come to believe that?
Our ancient philosophers, they're the educated community, and just people from the ancient times writing about their gods and the affairs that have happened.
Are humans just naturally good because we were made by them? Or are we like bad and we're supposed to serve the gods? Or are we something in the middle?
So that's a complicated question. Humans, they're neutral. They're in the in-between zone. They're not bad or good, but they can be either.
So is there one thing that's ultimately good, like an absolute good, if we're not that?
The purpose of life, you asked me this question earlier, it's to reach a state of fulfillment where the gods can see you as an accomplished person. That's the ultimate good.
So the ultimate good, basically on the three again. We got to drink at least 2 trillion gallons of tea in our lifetimes. Second of all, we've got to, if at birth the gods assign you a given team that you must cheer for. If your team does not win the Premier League by the end of your lifetime, then you are sent to the depths of La Liga. And you do not want to hang out with those Spaniards. They are ruthless. They will kill you in an instant. And the third thing, obviously, KSI. You have to drink all of his prime, try all of his flavors. It's just like the Muslims. They are the 5 pillars of Islam. There are the 3 pillars of British polytheism. You got the tea. You got to drink at least 3 trillion gallons of tea in your lifetime. You got to go to at least 12 KSI concerts and fights. You got to drink every single bottle of prime in existence. And then the third thing is you have to, at birth, the gods assign you a given team that you must cheer for your entire life. If your team does not win, then you will be sent to the depths of the MLS in the Americas. You do not want to hang out with those people. They are ridiculous. And if your team does win the Premier League, then you will be granted a prestigious spot in the centre of the British polytheism kingdom up there.
So obviously, the gods know everything, but can we know everything that the gods know?
So yes, the gods do know stuff that the humans will never know.
So is it definite? Some things are right and some things are wrong, and there's not a lot of space in between that. You're either right or you're wrong, and it stays that way?
So if we offend the gods or other gods or people that the gods are impressed with, who that the gods honor, that's seen as bad. And ultimately the good, and I already told you this, is to reach a state of fulfillment.
So there is a right and wrong.
Yes, there is a right and wrong.
So, okay, how do we know if something's right or wrong? Do the gods tell us that, or are we just guessing?
If we receive punishment for something we do, then that is a way of knowing that we did something wrong and we should never do that again.
So how can we be good in relation to them. Like if there is right and wrong, then how do we ourselves be good?
So, worshiping the gods, but we built many temples, like the Pantheon and stuff like that, other ancient sculptures. But yeah, so we worship the gods, and then we offer sacrifices to them, not human, but animals, but that's how we honor the gods.
So does it matter, like, everything we do? Like, are we responsible for everything we do?
I would say yes, we are accountable for our bad actions and our good actions.
So what's like the main issue that we have to overcome as people, as humans?
Rivalries with other humans. That's if we can all just join together and unify to worship the gods, I would say everybody could have a good life in the underworld.
Humanity's most basic problem, again back to the three pillars. We have to convert the entire world to tea. If those Nimrods all over the world, they drink in their energy drinks, they're drinking, unless you drink prime energy drink, that is okay. But you have to convert the entire world to tea. If people are still drinking culture by the end of time, then life is pointless. The second thing, if people are cheering for any other fighter other than KSI, if people like Andrew Tate, he's a fake British, he doesn't even have a real British accent, you know. You have to convert the entire world to cheering for KSI by the end of it. The third problem with humanity is this. La Liga, Bundesliga, League One, Serie A, MLS, and whatever those Koreans call their leagues. We have to convert the entire football fan base to the Premier League. If we don't, then all hope will be lost and we'll be sent into a deficit, hopeless universe where there is no joy of football being watched every Saturday morning. If we do not convert these people by the end of time, then all hope will be lost and the world will have no existence.
Right, so how are we supposed to solve that?
Just make communities of people who all fall under the same guidelines, believe, like, worship the same gods, things like that, and worship them in groups.
Okay, so how are are we supposed to solve that problem, or is God supposed to solve that problem? Or like both?
Well, we play all of the parts, unless we could pray to the gods, ask for their blessing and help, but it's our responsibility to it is our duty to participate in solving the problem.
Do you think that's ever going to like be fulfilled? Like, do you think we're actually ever going to solve that problem?
I would say yes, it is possible, but not in today's world. Really. Just the beliefs are all spread out, so many different religions, things like that.
What are some like subcategories of polytheism? Like, it's obviously not just like one religion. They're like offshoots of it, you know?
So there are many different polytheistic groups. You have the Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, the Norse people. I'm not saying that they're different gods and that the other gods don't exist. It's just that society's version of a god.
So why is the one you're a part of, why is that the most right of all of them? Why do you choose that?
Because this is how Rome fell. It's the Earth and the universe and the possible multiverse. It's too much for just one being to rule over. You have to have different people, different gods that each have a share in it.
We determine right and wrong for whatever KSI says. If he says that 2 plus 2 equals 5, then we shall believe him.
All right, so thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Is there any tea?
No, we don't have tea here.
Are you trolling me? You don't have any tea?
No.
Screw this. I'm out of here. Y'all are Jake.
Okay, thanks for coming on.
That was good enough, right?